got a good camera and went to town and wound up
Mm-hmm.
in galleries. It was really cool. But this I started in my 50s, and I love every minute of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, and there's benefit to people. I mean, there's just a whole lot of layers to what's going on. And then there are people that are like, oh, well, you work for yourself and blah, 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 and you can do whatever you want. It's
Oh,
like, well, not
no.
really. It's like, I think when I had regular jobs, I mean, I would just like show up and chat online and play computer games 8 hours a day, and then they'd pay me money. I mean, I
Right?
work freaking harder now than when I had really any job, except for when I worked at Starbucks, because I've always had little part-time jobs here and there doing miscellaneous things to get me out of my house.
Right.
Um,
I understand that.
but yeah, working at Starbucks was probably the hardest job I've ever had.
Really? Why is that?
Well, one, they made you work, and
And
it
you're
it
right out there in
really,
front of God and everybody.
well, see, that part doesn't bother me, but it is just nonstop. It's like you get it. I mean, I opened, so you would get in and you get things set up, and then the morning rush would come, and then the morning rush would end. But now you're like restocking things, and you would do a certain amount, of cleaning, like daily cleaning. And so to just stand around and chit chat with a customer, not so much. Chit chat with each other, mm, not so much. Because you're constantly moving and going and doing, so versus most of the other jobs I had where I, showed up every day and got paid.
Right. Well, I had never realized that Starbucks had that drive. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But in high school and college, I was a server, which I loved because of the interaction.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did the corporate thing for a few years, which wasn't bad. It certainly put food on the table and paid bills, but it was not hard to walk away from. I had a similar money issue, and they did not anticipate me leaving over that.
Mm-hmm.
And I did, because if I were not female, that situation wouldn't have occurred, and that really ticked me
Oh,
off.
yeah, I hear
So,
that.
yeah. I mean, because there was a signed contract and stuff. But anyway,
Mm-hmm.
um, you know,
You know,
and so
but
then I
but
started doing what made me happy.
and I think for people, that's something that they need to look at. It's either find something that you can do that makes you happy, that brings you some kind of income so that you can live and live happy, or make that emotional separation from work and go, well, this is what I do to earn money to pay my rent and, make it so I can go on a vacation, but not have your work be your life.
Yes.
I mean, I think for me, the defining thing was, I'm using all of my energy to make you guys money. And you could at least like recognize that I'm using all of my energy to make you guys money. Okay, maybe not all my energy, but some of my energy, where I could be using my energy to make me money. And then I could keep it all.
What a novel concept, right?
I know. I
I
mean, it
know.
really is kind of satisfying that way.
Well, it is. I very much like doing my own thing more so than working in a corporate structure. I
Mm-hmm.
miss the socialization.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, because I was Miss Rah Rah Roo Roo, chair of the charities, organizations, and that kind of thing. But you know what? Now I get to do volunteer work where I want to, or just hang with my dogs if I want to, or go find a grandchild and play.
Mm-hmm.
It's just all kinds of things that are better for me and
Mm-hmm.
obviously for you when you're actually out helping people and trying to do something that's going to be what you consider worthwhile
Mm-hmm.
for you. So
Well, and
that,
there's just so much more peace of mind and joy
yes.
and happiness in your heart,
Oh, the
you
joy.
know,
Yes.
that, you can wake up every day and not be like,
I
I mean,
know, right?
most of my friends laugh, because, they're all going to work and I'm like, well, I have my rough commute. It's like I have to go down a flight of stairs and I drink a soda in the morning. I'm not a coffee drinker, and go get my soda and then I have to like walk back up the flight of stairs and
All
then
the
I
way
climb
up.
back and then I climb back in bed
Oh,
and
you are just too
start
bad.
and go through my email, but what they don't understand is like, my day starts at 5 or 5:30 or 6 o'clock in the morning and I'm
Yep.
starting work.
I've got to stop you because we're at the top of the break. So we'll be right back. This will be 3 minutes. Catch you on the flip side.
You are listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting. The best in paranormal talk radio.
Son of a
Hey, son.
mother.
Son, what are you doing?
Hey, Mom. I'm getting ready to listen to Periscope Uncensored.
By expanding your vocabulary.
Well, it is uncensored.
Son, the uncensored part of Periscope Uncensored is Jax and I getting down to brass tacks with all aspects of the paranormal. There's no fluff on our show.
So, no off-color commentary?
I didn't say that.
Awesome!
Son?
I just hit my head.
Oh boy, I'll go get you an ice pack. Catch Periscope Uncensored Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, only on WBHM Digital Broadcasting.
Since 1948, Fate magazine has brought you reports of the strange and unknown, all of them true. Fate Radio is carrying on that tradition, bringing you the unusual, macabre, strange, and bizarre. Join host Kat Hobson Sunday nights from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern on WBHM Digital Broadcasting. You are listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting, the best in paranormal talk only on Paranormal Experience Radio. Broadcasting live out of Birmingham, Alabama.
Oh, come on. I'm Southern, but... nope. That'll do. Hello. I am Kat Hobson, host of Paranormal Experience here on WBHM Digital Broadcasting out of Birmingham, Alabama. I enjoy having guests from all areas of the paranormal, from ghosts to ufology to cryptids and beyond. You'll find some of the best researchers in their fields bringing you some great information. Join me on Wednesday nights from 8 to 10 p. Eastern here on WBHM Digital Broadcasting. Thank you for listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting out of Birmingham, Alabama. The time is 23 minutes after the hour. Welcome back to Paranormal Experience. I'm Kat with my guest, Rita Louise, and I'm having a great time. I hope y'all are too. We have covered all kinds of things. We've covered ancient technologies and theories and the interaction with the ancients and humans. We have covered a little bit of soul healing, which has been so helpful, and I hope it helped everyone listening. We have covered healing yourself, cleaning out your anxiety closet, as it were, and thank God. And the only way I know how to clean, Rita, is to throw everything out in the middle of the floor and then put back what I want. That's all I do. And, it's just really It's really great having you here and being able to discuss these things because I have a ball when we talk.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, and what I love is that we just kind of go wherever spirit is moving us in that moment.
absolutely. I mean, because I needed the message that you brought in the second segment, and I appreciate that. And I know that there were people in our chat and people listening who did too. So that just makes it that much more special, I guess, would be a good word for that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's way cool. And we were talking about what should we talk about for this next segment, right? And I approached something and was like, oh no, we're not doing that. And that's cool. But I would like to talk because you do energy healing.
Mm-hmm.
And your show obviously is, just energy radio. Would you talk a little bit about how that works and what you do?
Sure. And so, energy medicine, energy healing is based on the concept that we are all energy, and that we are made, there's our physical body, which obviously we're all familiar with, but in addition to the physical body, there are 4 other subtle bodies. The etheric body, the emotional or astral body, the mental body, and the causal body. And each of these bodies vibrate at a different rate, with the etheric body vibrating faster than the physical body, but not as fast as the causal body. So the frequency is higher. And so each of these bodies are connected to each other via a series of chakras, which act as like transformers to step down or step up the energy that is filtered from each of the bodies into the other one in this line to ultimately reach the physical body. And I go into a lot of information on this kind of theory part in my book, Avoiding the Cosmic 2x4, because understanding this process can help people. The point of the book was, how to avoid disease, because when we experience some kind of disease in the body, whether it's diabetes or cancer or, whatever it is, bladder infections, there is a part of us where there's a psycho-spiritual aspect of ourselves that are having issues, and so, and this is more medical intuition. So when I'm working with someone, so let's say they're complaining about, some kind of gallbladder issue. I tend to pick on the gallbladder a lot, and, so there's what's going on with the physical organ, and maybe making recommendations for herbs or supplements to support the function of the physical organ, which, just FYI, people, many times they will tell you that there's a gallbladder issue because you have gallstones, not because the actual organ is diseased. And so before you decide to just have your gallbladder chopped out, you might look at doing some alternative things to flush the gallbladder versus having it surgically removed. Anyway, so with that said, my little, health note, but when you're dealing with someone that has an issue with the gallbladder, there usually is something going on with their ability to plan, or that they might be able to plan things, but their plan tends to get foiled. So, for example, we make plans to go to the movies tonight, and in the last minute, something happens and your car breaks down. And so now you're not going to be able to make it. And so the plan falls apart. And my feeling is that people that experience a lot of frustration, like this is what they want to do, but they're not able to do it for whatever reason outside themselves, are people that have a lot of gallstones. I mean, that's just kind of my take on it. But then there are other people that never learned how to plan. And if you sit there and ask them to plan something, they just can't do it. And those people can have gallbladder issues as well. And then you can kind of take it down further. That's just kind of like the Louise